Traces of civilizations that were born, grew, and then disappeared over the centuries can be found in most countries around the world. Sometimes they perished from unknown causes, sometimes they were destroyed by the violent onslaughts of new conquerors. The ruins we admire today emerge from the mists of time. Many of them are perfectly aligned astronomically, with huge stones molded into elaborate forms that are truly astonishing feats of engineering. Structures so massive and sophisticated that they would be a challenge even to modern technology. Some of the most fascinating archaeological sites in the world are in Peru. These have been carefully studied for many years, leading to the discovery of traces which range from faint to surprising, impossible to interpret with the tools and knowledge we currently possess. Traces can be found in the ancient remains, in archaic myths, in the oral traditions handed down from lost people, even in the chronicles of the conquistadores. Gods who mingled with men and built fantastic cities bound by massive walls. Mysterious tunnels that are believed to have once linked these ancient sites. Bearers of knowledge and civilization. Divinities who traveled the four corners of the earth and knew how to fly. There is a strange similarity between the ruins and myths found in many parts of the world, almost an echo of a long-lost, forgotten civilization, a highly developed breed of superior beings who disappeared thousands of years ago. A mother culture we have no memory of. Attracted by the mystery and magnetic pull of these places, we set off to explore them and capture their essence on film.
More than a century has passed since the first finding, but the gusty winds of the Paracas Peninsula, about 250 kilometers south of Lima, have not removed traces of the giant drawing carved in the sand. It is called the Paracas Trident or candelabrum. It seems that it was created by the Paracas culture, who inhabited this region between 300 BC and 200 AD. But this is just conjecture. In fact, the few stories which do mention it don't reveal the authors, and neither do they indicate its date of creation. No analyses are available to date a simple excavation in the sand, and no organic finds nearby were unearthed, like clothing, tools, or other finds, crucial for carbon-14 dating, which are normally associated with a place to define a more or less accurate date. Even its significance is uncertain. It was conjectured that it could be a sign pointing towards areas of the ancient empire, like Cusco, Machu Picchu, or Nazca. But when checked, it appeared that its central axis extends and ends directly in the Pacific Ocean. Others have conjectured that it could be a religious symbol, perhaps the Tree of Life, or the representation on Earth of a constellation, perhaps the Southern Cross. In any case, the almost 200 meters of the central vertical axis, the nearly 120 meters of the horizontal axis, and the 40-degree inclination seem devised to make it visible from a great distance. A signal, therefore, a sort of lighthouse. Arriving from the sea, in fact, it starts to be seen even more than 15 kilometers from the coastline. But arriving from the sky, it can be seen even sooner. According to research by Professor Zechariah Sitchin, one of the world's greatest scholars on Sumerian cuneiform writing and an expert on ancient civilizations, the symbol represents Viracocha and marks the point where the areas visited by the ancient gods start. A higher entity, the head of a population who could glide over water and fly, worshipped with different names throughout Central and Southern America, who had restored civilization after the Great Flood. Viracocha, however, did not resemble the people who inhabited the continent at the time. He did not have dark skin and wasn't clean-shaven, but was rather white-skinned and had a beard. Could he have been the survivor of an ancient, evolved civilization, today forgotten, who had escaped a worldwide catastrophe? The head of a small group with a technology not understood by those ancient populations? The ancient Paracas population lived around the Candelabrum area and were simple and peaceful people. They survived on fishing and rudimentary agriculture. They were skilled weavers and created beautiful painted ceramic ware. This lifestyle, however, is in sharp contrast to the practice they are mostly known for: drilling and deforming skulls. Deforming was achieved by wrapping the head of newborns with bandages or wooden boards, which compressed the bones of the skull to make them grow abnormally. This custom must have caused much pain. Nevertheless, it was practiced for an extremely long time, and it also spread to more distant lands like Egypt, Malta, and Central America. Ancient deformed skulls dating back more than 6,000 years were found in these areas. Today, the true reason behind this custom has yet to be discovered. Aesthetic reasons do not seem to justify its use, and the fact that it spread to civilizations which had no direct contact renders its expansion even more unfathomable. Other populations too practice deformities which today are considered abhorrent, like the Mayan custom to induce strabismus, or the Chinese to deform women's feet. But these habits have remained confined to those cultures without spreading to other populations like skull deformation has. This deformity was also considered a distinctive sign and performed only within the highest ranks. The Viracocha representations which have come down to us depict a being with a stocky bust, short legs, and especially big head. Could it be that deforming skulls was a way to resemble the gods?